What's good, family? Welcome back to another video. Dudley Edouard with DudleyEdouard.com. And fellas, as we always do, we got another great topic for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 ways that you can separate yourself from the pack. 5 ways that you can separate yourself from other men. Let's talk about it. The first way that you can separate yourself from most men is to simply practice, exercise, and master sexual discipline. Listen, you guys have heard me say this before. We live in a world right now where we have an influx of OnlyFans content. We have an influx of men paying for OnlyFans content. We have trash dating, especially in the West, inflated egos in women, men with low self-esteem. We have a whole shit show, pardon my French, going on right now. And the truth is, you men despise the very women that you create. Your behavior creates these OnlyFans women with the inflated egos, because most guys in today's age, and quite frankly, most men lack self-discipline. They lack sexual discipline and the ability to control and contain their primal desires. And so when this happens, when men can't control themselves, you get the splurging on OnlyFans, the porn addictions. It's time to take some accountability, fellas. I'm not one of these red pill dudes on here on YouTube. You guys have heard me say before, the man who is not easily swayed and moved by a pretty face or some nice hips is a dangerous man and cannot be effed with. You must practice sexual discipline. If you want to separate yourself from the pack, guys, all you have to do is practice sexual discipline. Understand and learn how to walk away from a woman or situation that doesn't serve you. Just because she's pretty doesn't mean that you have to try to deal with her. How about you try to not please yourself for a few weeks, a few months even. Rather, transmute that energy into your endeavors, your goals, your work, your craft, and watch how this changes your life completely. You see, the funny thing about men is that the disciplined man always wins in the end. Right now, everybody's going out having a good time. They clubbing, they partying, they doing this. But the dude that stays down, that's focused, always wins in the end. And trust me, I know it's not easy. Everything that I talk to you guys about, I'm talking about myself to you guys in my content. These are all things that I've practiced and still do practice, things that I've struggled with and things that I've worked through. And I'm telling you, if you can learn to exercise sexual discipline, the heights and places that this practice will take you in life, they're immeasurable. You'll be such a rare man walking this earth, I'm telling you, because most men simply cannot control their carnal desires. That's a fact. Moving on to number 2, fellas. The second way to separate yourself from most men, fellas, is to learn multiple languages. Communication as a whole is so important when we're talking about networking, business, relationships, interpersonal interactions, building actual relationships that can help you in life, that can help you grow, just navigating through your day-to-day life. Did you know that 43% of the world speaks more than one language, at least 2? 43% of the world at least is bilingual. And furthering that, 17% of the world speaks at least 3 languages. They're multilingual. So if you're only speaking one language, and this isn't to bash you, but this is the reality because we do speak facts here. If you only speak one language, you're way behind, my guy. You're way behind. All you have to do to be considered in the top 17% is speak 3 languages or more? Come on, bro. That's really not that hard. You can easily get any application right now, study 1 hour a day, and within a year's time, you will pick up that language. How do I know? Because I did it. I picked up Spanish in less than a year. I picked up Igbo in less than a year. So I'm telling you guys, just by learning languages, you're gonna get more business opportunities. You know that salary, if you have a job, that salary is gonna double because they're always looking for people that can speak Spanish, French. Learning another language will not only increase your income, but the connections, the meaningful relationships that you can make, because now you can communicate to a whole new demographic of people. Let me tell you something. I've had some of the most incredible out-of-body experiences in other countries and foreign lands just because I can communicate, I can speak the language. I'll give you a short example. Learning Spanish opens you up to 23 new countries. So by learning new languages, guys, you're gonna separate yourself from the pack because you know how to communicate, you know how to connect, you have the ability to build rapport with other people. This will make you a more profound man, this will make you more interesting, and it'll open up your life so much more because... ¿Dónde estamos? ¿Dónde estamos? Cuéntanos.
En México.
¿En México? No.
Esto era México algún momento hasta que se lo robaron.
Every language that you learn, you adopt a culture and a different personality. So now this is making you a more eclectic individual. So if you want to separate yourself from most men, learn another language. I'm telling you. Facts. I'm telling you guys, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can pick up a language. 1 hour a day watching free YouTube video classes or using an app or paying for a tutor. You got websites like italki. You got apps like Lingo Deer that I've shared with you guys before. All types of apps and channels on YouTube for free. What's 1 hour a day for something that's gonna change your life? The third way to separate yourself from the pack, from other men, fellas, is to be a capable man and learn how to protect yourself through physical combat or handling weaponry. Now, listen, I'm not saying that you gotta be James Bond or Max Payne out there, right? Although, hey, those aren't bad people to strive to be like, even though they're fictional characters, but even James Bond speaks multiple languages. Exactly, you see what I'm getting at. But the fact is, most guys in this day and age, we're soft, let's be honest. Well, I'm not soft, I'm talking about y'all niggas, but I mean, most guys are out here walking around soft, they're lazy, low testosterone, they don't have any oomph in their chest. When stuff hits the fan, they wouldn't know how to defend or protect themselves, protect their loved ones, protect their family. I'm not saying you gotta be John Jones, but I highly recommend and advocate that you get into some boxing class, martial art, and learn how to throw some punches. Learn how to defend yourself. Join a gun club, learn how to shoot, all right? I'm not telling you to become some freaking G.I. Joe, but you need to have the simple capability of defending and being able to protect yourself and those around you. I think I've said that probably 100 times now on this channel, and guys are still asking me, why is that important? It's important because as a man, you are a protector, you are a leader, and you need to have the capacity for violence. That's the reality of the world. I know we're comfortable now. We live in these air-conditioned buildings. We're having a good time. We get to buy ice cream and order Uber Eats. But the reality of the world is that within the laws of the jungle, there is no ethics. There is no being fair. It's straight carnage and violence. And it is survival of the fittest. And so at any moment, you can be faced with extreme violence. And you need to be able to evoke and carry out acts of violence if warranted. That's why it's important for you to be a capable man, be physically fit, have the capacity to protect and defend yourself, and disarm a perpetrator. I get it, fellas, it's tough. It's not easy waking up and pushing yourself every day to be in the gym, expected to be fighting and sparring, but that's the point. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So to separate yourself from other men, if you have the capacity to defend and protect yourself, you're separating yourself from the average Joe. Moving on. The fourth thing, guys, to separate yourself from most men is having the ability to walk away. Now, I know that this is something that I used to struggle with in my younger years. I didn't know when to let go of things, when to accept things, and when to move on. And a book that talks about this is The Way of the Superior Man. I don't quite remember what chapter, but it was talking about the flaw of the man is that we always think that things are gonna get better. Oh, maybe one day my woman's gonna change and become this. One day I'm gonna have enough time to do this goal. One day, no, accept things for what they are right now. And if it's not for you, if you've tried and tried, walk away from the situation. Most men do not have the ability to walk away. They don't know when to walk away from a situation, especially because most of you guys live in a world of scarcity when you should be living in a world of abundance. You're sitting here chasing this one girl that clearly doesn't respect you. She's disrespecting you. You might be in a relationship with a woman that wants to go out and party all the time and drink and post provocative pictures. You might be in a job that you know doesn't serve you. It stresses you out. It's literally killing you every single day. But rather than going out and searching for a new opportunity, a better job, or creating a business alongside while you're working your job, you say, man, I'm just gonna work here for another 2 years. I'm gonna get this benefit and then I'm gonna go. No. Accept reality for what it is right now and do what you have to. Swallow that pill and do what you have to. Walk away from the woman. Walk away from the girl. Let her go. You are what you tolerate. You tolerate disrespect. You tolerate mediocrity. You tolerate being poor and broke. And so this is why you will always be that. The second you learn to have the self-confidence and belief in yourself, the self-respect to walk away, the second that you'll feel so much more self-love, you'll value yourself more. And consequently, the outside world will value you as well because they know that they can't F with you. You're not one of them. So the fourth way to separate yourself from most men, guys, is to have the capacity to walk away from a situation. In fact, I would argue, and many would argue, that's your Joker card. That's your holographic card right there. That's your most powerful thing, is to have the ability to just be like, nah, I'm good. And to walk away from a situation in peace, everything intact. Moving on. The fifth way to separate yourself from most men today, guys, is to simply keep your word. The world is not what it used to be. And I know I'm a young man talking about this to you guys. I know that some of you men watching this are in your 40s and 50s, but I bet you would also agree that the world is not what it used to be. Morals have changed, values are not kept up, and to be honest, most men these days don't keep their word. And if you don't keep your word, you're not a man, period. A man's word was our bond. So when you said something, you stood behind it, you shook a hand or sealed it with whatever, whether it was blood, whether it was a handshake, whatever, you sealed it. And your word was your everything. These days, guys are just talking out of their fucking ass. They're just saying whatever just to say whatever with no weight, no structure. Your words don't hold weight because you don't stand on what you say. And this is a devout weakness. So many of us are so unaware of how powerful our words are. Your words are literally physical manifestations of your thoughts. Your words create your environment, your reality. You have to be very careful with what you say, how you curate your sentences. Tus oraciones, right? It doesn't matter what language you're speaking. You have to make sure that you keep your word. This will instantly make you a different man from the pack. Most guys say, oh, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up at 6, I'm gonna start my fitness journey. 11 p.m. that night, they're playing video games, they're beating off, end up waking up at noon the next day. You said that you wasn't gonna double text that woman when she's clearly playing games with you, not interested. What'd you do? Double texted her because you're horny, showing desperation. You guys don't stand on nothing, man. One sure way to separate yourself from most men is to keep your word. If you say that you're gonna do something, you do it. You see, me personally, I don't promise or tell somebody that I could do something if I have doubt and know that quite possibly I may not be able to complete that task. I'll be honest and say, hey, you know what? I'm really not sure if I can get it done, maybe in 2 weeks, but I'm not gonna confirm to you yet because I'm not sure. I have other things going on. Don't tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna get this done for you by Friday, and if Friday comes around and it's not done. That's not a good look for you, G. As a man, that's not a good look. And if you make promises to your woman and to your family and you break them all the time, your woman won't be able to trust your word. The woman can be, in her emotions and say one thing and then 10 minutes later changes. That's femininity. Femininity is like wild water. Masculinity is like the canal that guides and contains it. Masculinity is logical, it's forward, it's direction. So whenever you display this trait of not keeping your word, it shows femininity. So guys, that's the video. These are 5 ways that you can separate yourself from the pack. 5 ways that you can separate yourself from most men. Make sure to hit that like button. I know you enjoyed this video, so I highly recommend that you check out this one right here, where I'm showing you guys how to be more masculine. I'll see you in the next video. Salute.